Hi, my name is Johnson Wagner.
Oh my goodness.
I played 16 years on the PGA Tour, had 23 top 10 finishes, and won 3 times. You've probably seen me on TV covering the best in the world. You may also know me for...
Oh yeah, it's soft. Oh man.
Yeah, about that. My short game has been in the spotlight in recent years. I've hit some great shots and some bad.
I think that's probably going to go into the water.
But today, it's all about the good.
I really like the way it goes through the turf.
I'm going through a tour-level wedge fitting with the experts at TaylorMade. They're going to dial me in with the new MG5 wedge. And I cannot wait. Let's get started.
Adrian, what's going on?
Johnson.
Good to see you. Been a while.
Yeah.
I hear you guys built me some MG5s. I'm
Yes.
excited to take a look.
We obviously got your spec in the system, so we built up a bunch, really.
I would say so.
I think in terms of from a fitting standpoint, we want to get you to hit everything, right? So
Okay.
we've built up your wedges. We've got your spec.
Let's go hit
Have a
this.
look at that. Let's go hit it.
Let's go hit it. Oh, whoa. I'm excited.
Nice wide sole.
This is beautiful.
SX.
Beautiful.
Pretty good. What I've got here is I've obviously got your gamer wedges. That's what we'd call them, gamers. And it looks like you play standard bounce and all through the set. We've got 6 new grinds in the MG560 that I want to go through with you, and we'll find out what works for you basically on full shots, and then we'll move over to the short game area and kind of take you through a little bit of like scenarios and try to figure out what's the best wedge for you.
Good, because I've been struggling with my 60 degree off of all turfs except for the sand. So it'd be nice to have sort of a hybrid grind that works in all environments.
Why don't you warm up and hit a few of those, and I'll grab the MG5s.
Okay.
What's interesting now is we've got a little bit of moisture in the air, there's a little bit of water on there, and we've got a groove advancement that we're very proud of, and I'll show him in the spin rates just how much consistency that'll bring to his 46.
I want to see that thing.
All right, so here we go. Have a look at the profile of that first.
Is this the first time they've been forged?
Yes. So the 2 things that we've worked on here is we've forged the wedge, and we've created a new groove, which we call a saw groove. And in between the grooves is call it a laser etching, but it's more like a tread of a tire.
It almost feels like a milled face, kind
So
of.
now what we want is what this is going to do is it's going to disperse the moisture, and we're going to be able to consistently hold that spin rate up high.
When you think about forged irons, you can kind of feel the face a little bit better, your
Exactly.
contact position.
Let's hit a few with the new one.
Okay.
What do you think of the profile?
I think it looks incredible. Boy, that felt softer.
That's beautiful, that. I would say we move on to the 50 or the 56 now.
Completely agree.
Kind of get there, yeah.
Similar
9300.
spin.
Similar spin, and that's kind of what I would expect. You know, if we started throwing some water on the ball here, I would probably expect your spin to hold at maybe 75%.
Okay.
Whereas with the MG4 it would probably be 65%. So it's just that fraction better, fraction more consistent spin.
Here, I want to take the wrapper off of that one.
There we go. That's the 50.
This is the best part right here.
What kind of shape would you play with through your bag?
On the range, I try to hit little baby fades, but when I
Yep.
get on the golf course, they turn into little baby draws.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I twirl all of them. Even good or bad, I'm twirling. It's a little trick of the TV trade. So spin rate on this should go up to just
Yeah.
over 10,000.
There we go, 10,080.
Okay. That's the best one right there. Yes. It's amazing. I can tell like that one was just a groove low, and I could probably pick out exactly on the face where I hit that shot. Like the
cool.
feedback that the face on this MG5 is noticeably different.
As we move into the 56,
Okay.
Johnson, now we're talking, we're going obviously more loft. You're still playing you're still in the standard bounce. At what stage do you then start to say, okay, I need some versatility in the wedges?
my 56 is my most used wedge, both for full shots. I hit a lot of 3/4 shots, and then I have a dead hand, no wrist shot that I play, and I get really consistent when I get into the 56. And I would also say that the 56 is my most used wedge around the greens too. So when we get over to the short game area, I'm looking forward to messing with a couple different bounces.
Amazing.
This sole looks a little bit thicker than mine.
You got it.
And you know, through my professional career, I tried to go more and more bounce. I used to be a really low bounce player, and I found the higher the bounce, the better the miss hits and more consistent the miss hits are.
Yeah, you can see that's like a little subtle kind of what we would call a four-way camber, a little bit of like heel relief, a little bit of toe relief, a little bit around the back. Now what that enables you to do is you've got your full shots. It's a nice standard bounce that's going to help you in this type of conditions, but you're now also able to, with that camber, slightly open the face, slightly close it, a little bit toe up, so you've got a little bit of versatility there.
I'm gonna hit a couple different shots. I'd like to hit a full one, I'd like to hit a 3/4, and then I'd like to hit my dead hand.
I'd love to see that.
This is the club that I feel like I can hit anything with.
Perfect.
Maybe just a hair short of that. All right, let's hit the 3/4 now. Oh,
sounded good, that.
It was good, a hair pulley, but solid.
Spin rates are superb.
All right, I'm gonna play my dead hand. This one usually goes about 87 yards. Back foot, open it up. Oh, please hit it.
Pretty good.
I think the way that sole went through, because with my other wedges, it's been sort of flipping, and that just was right at my target the whole time. It's actually called my Peter Person shot, because he's the one that taught it to me. That's the best Peter Person's wedge I've hit in a long time.
That was pretty good.
Well, how far
pretty good,
carry?
yeah. He's carried 87, went
boom.
10,000. I mean, spin performance is driven through obviously the groove, but also the friction that you create.
Well, this one's going straight in the bag. Oh gosh.
So yeah,
This is like Christmas morning.
We've got 6 different grinds over here. So when we look at yours, we're looking at a standard bounce. That's kind of what you've been playing in the MG4.
This does not look like the 56 look of the standard bounce look wider. This does not look necessarily wider.
It's a great wedge, and it's probably going to be the workhorse across the board.
Okay.
Again, something that I'm pretty proud of here is our high bounce wedge, right?
Okay.
So it's a 60 high bounce wedge. As you can see, maybe a little wider than the standard bounce.
Yep. But it's got heel relief, correct?
You saw it there, right?
So
I think a good player can use this high bounce wedge. The heel relief tells me that, because now you can also manipulate the face without the leading edge like kind of rising too much.
Right. So if I sit here and try to open it up, that heel's going to sit flatter, letting the leading edge sit flatter.
Sit flatter, right. Yeah. And I think that's what you want. So let's hit that one. This should be interesting to see if that club stays nice and square for you as you hit these full shots.
I really like the way it goes through the turf. It's like it feels shallower. I feel like I'm taking skinnier, nicer divots without trying to.
I love this one where somebody's played a standard bounce wedge like you have, and you're a better player, and you probably manipulate the club a little more extreme than kind of having just one stock shot that you would hit a lot.
Yep.
I would definitely get him to hit the SC.
Okay.
So now you're looking at C, so a little bit wider sole.
Yep.
But a little bit more of like a C grind around the edges for you to actually do your thing and hit your shots and make sure you still maintain that friction off the face.
Okay. Is it sort of a hybrid between the low bounce and the high bounce?
It's
right in between?
So it's your standard bounce.
Okay.
But just with a little bit more grinding around the edges.
Gotcha.
And then as you would notice, it's got a fraction wider sole, which I think has got a little bit more versatility for you.
Okay. Gosh, that was nice.
What you'll probably feel with this is this versus the high bounce this is like, probably just shooting through the turf a little bit more. And
that's well said. That's exactly what the first one felt like. And I mean, the distance control, I know it's not perfect, but 50 yards is something I've always struggled with. So I feel like the stability of the face and the contact through on those little shots is so far superior with these wedges.
Perfect. So just before we finish off here, I've got to get you to hit this one. This is Tiger's grind.
Well, of course,
obviously,
that's the one I like.
good old TaylorMade. When it comes to Tiger Woods, we make him exactly what he wants, exactly how he wants it. And his grind has evolved over the years that he's been with us. This is where we're at with his grind, and this is all based off his feedback. A lot of different moving parts, because Tiger likes to manipulate the club a hell of a lot as he gets closer to the green. So normally players would have a lot of heel relief, whereas he actually has a little bit more bounce in the heel. I'd like to see you hit a full shot.
And it's definitely skinnier sole.
Skinnier, but more in the heel.
Okay, it looks really clean. That felt amazing.
So if you're someone who hits a lot of full shots with the 60, I'd love to give the TW wedge to that player to go and play with.
But when I'm hit my 70-yard shot, I better be spot on.
You better
with my
be sharp
contact.
on that, yeah.
Well, let's see what it does. Little toey. I like the way it stayed down. Because that was a little thin, but that's the miss with the wedge. Is a little clean.
Yeah,
it's gonna.
yeah.
I mean, it landed
exceptional.
landed a hair short. Probably gonna skip with less spin.
Exceptional.
It was sweet. With my current 60, I've been struggling pitching off a fairway over to a bunker. Over a bunker to the green.
Yeah.
Out of the rough, out of the bunker, I'm fine. It's really the tight fairway shots that I'm struggling with, and I don't know if it's technique or if it's I'm hoping that it's the bounce.
Now taking this wedge over to the short game area and getting you in a bunker and getting you like out of the rough and stuff, it would be interesting to see if you feel like this would still make the bag for you.
I love it. Should we go over there and do it?
Let's do it.
Tiger Woods wedge. I think it's so important for me, especially with a 56 and a 60, to be able to do it on the range with semi-full shots, because I lean on all three of those wedges, or three shots that I have with my 56 and 60 all the time. And I feel like I can do anything out of a bunker. I'm really good at adjusting to heavy sand, tight sand, and I can make my standard wedge work out of that. It's here though, it's the tight fairway areas that I've really been struggling with. And so I feel like when we did those 60s on the range, I feel like there was 3, maybe 4 of the grinds depending on how they do here is going to make the biggest difference for me. The rough, not concerned about it. The bunker's not as concerned. I'd like them to be good, but I need it here.
I actually thought there was 2 or 3 as well, which I'd love to see over here. And you're talking about the acid test. This is pretty perfect turf here, right?
Well,
you can get this right, you're going to be some player.
Absolutely. I mean, it's perfect, but it is tight and can be a little scary to someone who has not particularly chipped well. Just a basic standard pitch shot. See, that's technique, is what that is. That's just pure technique.
You only get one shot when you're playing as well, right? If you were hitting a low bounce wedge there, that ski on the low bounce wedge would have helped you.
Really?
Would have helped you. I'll also switch over to that one for you.
So you're taking Tiger away from me?
Well, after that, I'm taking Tiger away from you.
Okay, all right.
This is the low bounce.
So that was kind of similar dig.
Same impact, right? So same impact, but the ski on the leading edge of the golf club got the club to the ball, whereas it didn't work for you with the Tiger wedge. I'm going to go all the way to high bounce now.
Okay, all right, that's kind of the one I like.
And what I like about this is, like, again, for turf like this, a high bounce wedge wouldn't typically be like the go-to wedge for this kind of turf, but the fact that this has got this heel relief, I'd love to see how it works for you.
If it works well, do you think we could stamp TW on the side?
We can stamp JW.
I like that. See, now we're talking.
See that? Because again, same impact.
Right. It's interesting if we want to take a look at the divots on this too, because
they're identical.
They're identical. So this was the Tiger divot, diggy, it chunked. This was the low bounce, diggy, and it got to the green. But then the high bounce, it was
kind
diggy,
of glided,
but it came right out of the turf.
Yeah, kind of moved forward, moved towards the ball.
All right, well, let's see if hopefully it's not a one and done.
Beautiful.
See there again, that's a good miss. I'd like to hit one solid and see what happens, but that's, for me, chipping, when my misses are at least giving me 6 feet for par or birdie if it's a par 5, I'm pretty happy camper.
With confidence, I reckon you can get some check, some spin on that ball. You can trust the strike.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the key, and that's
strike.
what I haven't been able to do is trust the strike.
Trust the strike. So consistent. you definitely fall into a category where you need bounce on your wedge.
Right.
You need now. I'm going to ask you to hit this SX for a little bit, because this is like the most amount of bounce,
okay.
or not the most amount of bounce, but the widest sole.
Right.
We'll see how these three wedges, say the high bounce, the SX, and the SC, versus the Tiger, the low bounce, or the LBV.
Yes.
You know, for you, they're totally different lanes, and I think that the low bounce and that lane is not for you.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I can be really confident with the strike here.
Yeah. Let's.
That was nice.
That was nice.
Because that was like the deepest divot I took, but
exactly. So that, you know, you talk about something that you can get a little bit, like if you were like trying to push a beach ball into water,
yes.
it just wants to come up.
That's
it just
good.
wants to. It's a good analogy. You're right, and that's because that beach ball has just got so much
surface
resistance to the water. Yeah. So I think.
So you're saying I can hit down on this more?
Yeah. I don't think this is going to be the wedge for you because of what happens on the full shots.
Right.
But I do think as an education
when I go out on live from at major championships and don't want to chunk it on television,
you just pull the SX out your bag and away you go. No warm up, no nothing.
Done.
Beautiful. Look at that. And again, the groove, the spin, the
crazy.
consistency of the launch angle.
When you're chipping, when you're wedging, when you're anything with a wedge, the miss is always supposed to be, correct me if I'm wrong, a hair thin, if anything, not a hair heavy. That was a hair thin, and I would call that a perfect miss, and I love that little clip. I've always been a guy that hit down on my wedges and wanted to have that ultimate flush contact, but that's not necessarily good. You want that maybe groove low miss as opposed to the groove high
Absolutely.
miss.
Would you say that you definitely are understanding that the bounce is something that can be your friend?
100%. 100%, yes. Yeah. And I mean, clearly I need more bounce when chipping off of, like, this is the shot that gives me fits, and the more bounce I have, the more I can trust the contact, like you're telling me. And see, that was dumped behind it, chunk and run, and you know what? We're still getting it up and down because I have a spider putter and I don't miss from inside 5 feet.
Great.
Trust the contact, deliver it. It's just it's not
popping up. It's just popping up for you a little bit. I'm not even going to tell you what to choose. I want you to tell me which two you felt.
Oh, it was the high bounce and then the SX. Is the SX the right one? The SX.
You did right.
I can figure out how to hit the SX off the fairway with fuller shots if it can help me chip like that.
So we'll put these down. Yeah. Looking at the data, looking at your confidence level, and then looking at the results. You could play either of these wedges.
Yes.
Let's take the SX and let's take the high bounce and let's go around a little bit and maybe hit a few shots. And
okay. Chipping off of a tight fairway over a bunker to a tight pin is my nemesis, because I feel like, as you've seen, I dig and I dump one in the bunker, and then the next time I have the shot, I don't want to dig, so I clean it right over the green.
What a beautiful golf shot.
And I mean, I really like the fact that you've given me this confidence with my technique. See, that with the Tiger wedge, that's maybe not even here. I mean, I know I hit that a little past that flag, but that was the best contact, and that was like an ultimate too hot.
Amazing, and that's because what you're doing is when you open it up, it's so rounded over here. This piece of the club is actually getting more forward. So that's what that's what you need to try and do. You need to try and get your strike more forward, more to the ball, and using the bounce to help you. So the more you do that, obviously the more straight to the edge is, the more you do that, the more it's going to hurt you. But because of the radius over here, you can get that heel in front of the ball.
Should we try that one?
Yeah, go. Well, this one's going to be like cheating.
That's what I need.
The SX. Beautiful.
Oh, that's that low groove
stop,
contact, which the more I feel that, the more confidence I'm going to have to go down after it.
See, Johnson, I don't think you got that with the SB wedge that you were playing.
No.
I don't think you have the confidence to just carry it over this bunker, get it to stop and roll up there to 4 feet without even the fear of where
There's no fear.
I've watched you as we've gone through this. Your confidence just gotten higher and higher and higher, and really we've ended off with the 2 wedges One's the widest,
Yep.
which is that one, and one has the most bounce.
Right.
And that's you. That's your DNA all day long.
And I, after seeing it perform here, I will figure it out. I will figure it out.
Well, that's
from
the thing is
fairway.
now this is where I leave you with both wedges. I'd be doing you an injustice if I didn't leave you with both these wedges.
I completely agree. I completely agree.
As you move around. So what we've landed on here is we've landed on basically the high bounce wedge, you know, lots of bounce that, you know, bounces kind of move towards the toe here. So I think this is a high bounce wedge for a better player. Tons of heel relief and obviously everything else that the MG5 has to offer. Then we move into the SX, which is your widest sole. Not as high bounce as this one. This is kind of a mid bounce wedge, but really wide. So you should get your forgiveness through that. Let's get these in the fire, right? Let's go to 18 and see if you can, you know, do what you're doing here. Take that confidence out onto the golf course.
I'm a little worried that they're going to put me in some awkward positions, but now I have the confidence.
Right? I think you've really got a chance here.
I don't think I've ever in my life been fitted more properly for a 60. Adrian, thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Here on the 18th green at Caves Valley, site of the BMW Championship, we're going to hit a flop shot with the SX. Drawing a really good lie over here, which makes me feel good. Don't want to go right under it. I kind of wish it was actually sitting down a little bit more. Can't really see the cups over this bunker, but they're just over the bunker, just trying to hit a nice, soft, delicate shot. Just like that. Oh, did that get a bad bounce? Oh man. Let's toss another one in here, get a bad lie. There we go. It's not bad. Not too much rough out here at Caves Valley. Should feel very confident to go ahead and pop this one up. Sit. Somewhat close. All right. All right, I'm fine with that. The first one I actually liked more. I just misjudged how much room we had. I'm gonna go play in one of these bunkers over here. I think being in the bunker with the SX wedge is actually gonna be really freeing to be able to go down and let that bounce really pop it out. So we've got a practice round hole location. This is above it, it's all downhill. Gonna need to get some spin on this one to stop it by the hole. So getting in this bunker here, straight downhill once it gets on the green. Gonna need a lot of spin, and my old coach Bobby Hines taught me when I want to get more spin and hit it shorter to really open that club face up on the way back so that it comes in wide open. And when doing that, you can give it a lot of speed. Now this SX wedge, I have high hopes for this. Well, it came out nice, but I chunked it a little so it didn't quite have the spin. I'm gonna give one more crack on that one. It's one of these shots here that you just have to land it perfectly with the right amount of spin. I landed it nice, it just didn't have any spin on it, so it ran way by. So here, I've got a much better lie, gonna be easier to spin it. I'm not gonna be quite so focused on opening the face up and just having the right pop, like that. That was more of a chunk and run, but it landed in the fringe, so, oh! A lot of pitch on this green here at 18 at Caves Valley. You don't wanna be left, but there's penalty area to the right, so you need to hit this green is what I'd say. So now back left of the 18th green here at Caves, there's some juicy rough back here, way different than the front right. Got a couple hole locations set up. And the thing I'm excited about with this MG5 wedge is the sawmill grooves just allows, if there's any moisture in that grass, it allows those grooves to catch the ball and get a little bit more spin than normal. Now this one's down here pretty deep. Gonna need to get steep on it with soft hands. Oh man, and this is I'm now fully convinced, go in. I'm now fully convinced the SX wedge is my wedge because that was not possible when I had the standard bounce wedge. That shot was not possible to go through that turf, get down underneath that thick rough like that. Now, let's see if we can make it even harder. I got a spot picked out right over here. Well, I found myself in a bit of a bad spot here on 18. As you can see, I'm got the grandstand here, creek in front of me. I don't know what happened to that 7-iron. Just trying to get this on the green, and really the only thing I have going for me is that there's a little backstop back there, but Gotta get this on the surface. And I did. Maybe the best one I hit. Hey, it's not so bad over here. I like it. I may play for this section next time. I've got more practice from situations like this than anywhere close to the green. I have 2 wedges to go home and try, 2 new 60s, the SX and the high bounce, and I'm excited about both of them for different conditions. But today, these are just high-level tour player conditions here at Caves Valley, and I need to get better. But I promise you I will.